have been thinking a lot about the new year, and for me, I've been thinking a lot about it in relation to my content and what I'm producing as a blogger, because resolutions and goals and things like that have become a really large theme for my life. I didn't used to be into resolutions and things like that, but lately in recent years it's just become one of my favorite things. It's honestly my favorite time of year, around January, where I sit down with myself and I look back on the last year and I look towards the future and what I'm looking forward to and what I want to accomplish and all of that good stuff. And it's honestly such a wonderful time for me. I've been writing a lot for the blog, and I realized that some of these thoughts and some of these ideas I have about the new year, I feel are better said over video. And I actually just did a poll on my story. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen that I asked y'all if you would rather read, I guess, personal things in a blog post, or if you would rather watch it in a video. So today I'm going to try kind of a video diary style, talking about the new year, my thoughts on resolutions and how they're good, how they're bad, all of that good stuff. So don't really know how to get into this, so we're just going to watch my intro. Okay, so 2018 was absolutely amazing. A lot of amazing things happened for me in 2018. And before I get into just that highlight reel super quick, I'm gonna go back to a year ago. Now, a year ago, around the new year, I was still a total Scrooge when it came to resolutions. Growing up, I did make resolutions for myself, and a lot of them weren't very healthy, and so then I didn't really have a good relationship with myself when it came to making goals. It wasn't something that clicked for me after a while, and it just wasn't something that worked. And to elaborate, what I mean is, when I was younger, and I talk about this often on my channel, on my blog, all of that, I'm very open about this, but when I was younger, I struggled with an eating disorder. And the way that that relates to all of this is that a lot of years in a row, I would make resolutions for myself that had to do with weight loss or my diet or exercise, usually like body changes, which I'm not saying that these types of goals or resolutions are inherently bad, but it just never came from the right place for me, and because of that, it wasn't healthy. So in my recovery, I learned to avoid resolutions in order to get away from the negative thoughts, the unhealthy thoughts I had. What I mean by this is I stopped creating numerical goals, deadlines, resolutions, all of that, for the sake of not attaching numbers to my sense of self-worth, to my personal value, and that was just something that was super important to me, especially during the time of my recovery. So in that time, I kind of chilled out on resolutions for a bit. So cut to January 2018, I did not have plans to make any crazy resolutions or really anything. I was just going to continue with the dreams I had and what I was working on, and of course, work towards things that I wanted, but not with the resolution mindset. I was definitely not one to make a list of things I wanted to do better, or get a gym membership in January and then drop it in February, like that was just like, I was definitely not that person. So a couple days into 2018, I was exposed to some people on, I guess, social media who were talking about the word goals rather than resolutions, and kind of that difference when it comes to planning the coming year. And it really resonated with me, and I realized that I could make goals for myself and I could look at the coming year and kind of plan it out without feeling like I was doing so unhealthily, and that just was so important to me. And then just something absolutely crazy happened. I sat down with myself and I was like, okay, make a goals list. You know, you haven't done this in a long time. Maybe it'll be fun. And with this goals list, a lot of these things that I had been writing down were so related. Like, I was thinking about how I wanted to impact people and I wanted to encourage people. I also talked about how much I wanted to use my story and my experiences to help others, and how I just wanted to just be one to share and talk and encourage and to write. And I realized that for the longest time, I had wanted to start a blog, and for some reason, I never did. So once I had this huge epiphany, I grabbed my computer and I bought a website. I picked my domain name, I fiddled with the design, and I started writing. And it was so wonderful. It's been so amazing. It's been so rewarding. So many opportunities, collabs, milestones have all happened, and it's been so wonderful. And it's just, I'm honestly so surprised at like how far I've been able to go with this and how far I will continue to go. It's just so, it's so cool. And I've said so a bajillion times, I'm so sorry, but hey, I'm just really, really happy about this last year. So many great things have happened just with the blog alone. Now obviously so many other amazing things have happened, but just like 2018's been so good to me, and I feel like so much of it related to the decision I made back in January. And it wasn't necessarily like just the decision to start a blog, and this is where the encouraging part of this comes in. I know not all of you are looking to start your own business, but just if you're thinking this January that resolutions aren't for you, look at the goals that you have. Look at what you've wanted to do with your life. Look at your bucket list. Look at whatever it is and think, what haven't I done that I've always wanted to do? And just when I sat down with myself and I thought that, like, my world changed so much, and it was just so wonderful. But yeah, so that's kind of my evolution on my thoughts on resolutions. Like I've said, I'm not a huge fan of physical resolutions. I'm not completely opposed to them, but they're just not my thing. But goals and that kind of verbiage and that idea of resting at this time and sitting down with yourself and thinking about how the last year has been and where you want to go, it's just all so cool, and really cool things happen. Now, I did make a numerical goal for myself in 2018 and I didn't meet it, but that's okay. I wanted to reach 10,000 followers on my Instagram in 2018, and I didn't succeed in doing so, but I did make 7.5 thousand, which is still insane to me. It's just so cool how much I have been able to grow. I'm not so focused on the fact that I didn't reach my goal, because I know I will, because I'm gonna keep trying and I'm gonna keep working at everything. And 7.5 is amazing. When I started this, I had maybe 2,000. So I've certainly more than doubled my following, more than tripled my following in the last year, which has been just so cool for me. And I'm just so excited to be growing and to be working and doing what I love to do. I honestly am so happy, and I'm so glad that I found this. One goal that I did have that I totally met last year with the blog, I wanted to create at least one post a week, and I actually did that. I posted my 52nd post the other night, and it was just so cool for me. I mean, I didn't necessarily make one every single week, but I did make one post for all 52 weeks. And for the most part, I was very consistent with my posting, and I grew a lot as far as my content and all that good stuff, and that was just super cool for me. So I'm immensely proud of the strides I've been able to make, of the progress I've had, and it's just all so cool. But anyway, back to the future. So in 2019, two big goals I have just for my brand are, one, to reach 20,000 followers, which is huge. That's a lot to think about. And the second thing is to go full-time. Right now I am not full-time with blogging. I am still a student, and I'm actually job hunting at the moment because this is a little personal, but financially I'm not in a place where I can go full-time with the blog as much as I want to. And so I just hope that those doors open soon for me, and that'd be so cool if they did open in 2019. So those are blog related. I feel like I should touch on non-blog related goals that I have. I still actually need to write them down, so right now this is a bit of a brain dump session if you haven't caught on. Okay, so some goals I have that aren't blog related are, I want to graduate, which I will hopefully graduate in the spring. I'm really excited to finally have my degree and get out in the world. That's gonna be really cool. I hope to move and be on my own, which is huge. That kind of goes hand in hand with the wanting to be full-time with blogging. I just want to be an independent woman and be a boss babe and do cool things, and really being on my own and really being independent. That's a big thing that I want to see in 2019. Another thing is, this is super personal, but I want to pray more, and I want to be more vocal and more open about devotionals and devotional related things. If you've been following me for a long time, or if you've just known me for a long time, you would know that my faith is very important to me, and it's something that I do want to explore more in 2019, and kind of relating back to the blog, but I also want to be sharing more of that kind of content. It's something that I would say that I'm hesitant to share, or I don't usually think to share it as much as I should, and it's important to me, and I feel like I should be more open about that. So that would be really cool to see in 2019. Other things, I mean, these are all big things, like 20K, going full-time, moving out on my own, graduating, praying more. In 2019, I want to give back more and learn to be less selfish. The philosopher in me is just thinking that if I chilled out on the materialism, that I would be able to learn a lot more about just the world, and I would also be able to give back more. And I think that that's just so important, and it's certainly difficult, but it is a virtue, so that'd be a cool goal to have. I'm just so excited now for just the future, and seeing all of these amazing things that have happened in the last year just continue to get more and more amazing. I'm so excited. But yeah, just sounds so cool. So if you are looking back on 2018, whether your year has been more negative or more positive, and you're looking towards 2019, I highly recommend you think about what you really want to do and what's really on your heart, not necessarily with resolutions, but more with goals and what you see yourself doing in the future and just where you want to be. I think that's the mindset that we need to have when it comes to personal things like goals. It's just what do you want? What do you want to achieve? And how are you going to make that happen? I hope this video encouraged you all to think positively about your goals for 2019. If you have any goals that you would like to share, I would love to read them, so please share them down below in the comment section. Also, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. Lastly, please hit the notification button. I promise I don't post that often, so I won't annoy you with notifications, but that just means a whole ton to me if you do. So I gotta go back inside and spend some time with my family, but this video was really cool to make. I love the video diary style, and I might continue it a bit more. And yeah, so happy holidays, guys. Love ya. Mwah.